Namaste. Welcome. So, the weather's getting a little colder, the day's a little darker, and with that, my sense and need for rest and hibernation stronger. So, here's a little something that can add some spark and zest to your day, and perhaps sweeter than that, this feeling of expansion and opening, so that we can continue to interact with life in a really meaningful, vibrant, and clear way. We'll begin with some movement as a means to create some expansion and opening through the diaphragm so that we can breathe more efficiently. But more than that, we'll start to connect to the unique properties of inhale so that we can really notice what it affords us, remembering that the fastest way to shape the nervous system and the mind, and as such our experience of life, is by consciously and skillfully shaping the breath. So let's get started. Find your way onto the mat and begin by lying down. Initially, just take a moment to settle onto your back. Feel the body placed on the mat. And then as you become aware of its edges, dive a little deeper and start to notice the subtle sensations that occur within the body. Bring an awareness to your mind. How does it feel? Maybe focused, clear, perhaps distracted and diffused. No judgment, just noticing how you filled the space. And then bring attention to your breath. Let it become fuller. Notice that as the mind watches the breath, it becomes more focused. And we'll work with something called pure breathing. So each time you inhale, direct it into the chest first. Feel the chest rise, the rib cage expand. And each exhale, the navel draws back in and up towards the spine. A deep sense of emptying out. Just a couple more times. Inhale into the chest, expansion. As you exhale, navel draws back in and up towards spine, that sense of toning, of grounding. Then bend the knees, ground the feet. Hip distance apart, close to sit bones. You've got a long line from knee to ankle. Hands by the side, palms face down. Some work with dynamic bridge. Let's get the movement first, and then we'll play with inhalation. Empty out the breath that you're on. Deep inhale into the chest. Press the feet, lift the hips, and reach the arms up and overhead, all the way. Backs of hands meet the earth at top of breath. Steady exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms. And same movement now to a count. Inhale, lift for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, lower for 4, internal count. Take 2 more rounds. If you can, increase inhale to 7 and then to 8. Otherwise, stay at 6. As you lift with long inhale, get a sense of drawing in nourishment from life. Final round. And tune into the inhale's unique quality of uplifting, vibrancy. This time keep the hands by the side, static bridge, inhale, just lift the hips off the floor. You can either keep pressing the hands into the earth, otherwise roll the shoulders underneath, clasp the palms. Make sure you're not pressing the back of the neck into the mat. Just as much as you lift chest to chin, the tailbone away from you. And then settle the body into stillness, the eyes fixed but soft. Come back to pure breathing, deep inhales into the chest, sense expansion. Steady exhales, navel tones. Now as you continue, shape the breath. Inhales for a 6 count. And at the top of each breath, hold the breath in for 2. Exhales will be for 4. That's in for 6, hold 2, out for 4. Each long breath in, sense vitality. And as you hold the breath in, drop awareness into the center of your chest. Sense a warmth, a radiance beginning to build there. One more deep breath. Towards the end of your exhale, release the bind if you've taken it. And just carefully ripple the spine back to mat. Hips meet the ground, feet mat distance apart, knees knocked together at center. And then pause, adjust. Perhaps close the eyes, drop into feeling and sensation. Might sense this subtle pulse of aliveness, kind of movement of energy within the body. A sense of brightening. And then as you give yourself that permission for things to soften and land, also notice a mind that becomes very quiet, more internal. Roll to the side, make your way to an all-fours position on the mat. So some work with dynamic down dog. And we'll be working laterally first so that we start to lengthen the side bodies. Wrists in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips. Spread the fingers wide, press the palms into the mat. Take a deep breath in, slight opening through chest, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Keep the right knee slightly bent and straighten the left leg. Feel that lengthening through left side body. Inhale, lower both knees back to the ground. Hold breath to take you there. And this time, exhale, push the hips up and back. Keep a slight bend through the left knee and straighten the right leg. And feel that length through right side body. Beautiful. 2 more times, just once to each side. As you move back, right knee bent, left leg straight. Final time. This time left knee bent, right leg straight. Just encouraging some space through the body. Inhale, lower both knees to the ground. This time symmetrical down dog. Exhale, push hips up and back. Emphasize the length through the spine rather than the hamstrings. And as you find your shape, settle in, power down through the arms, the hips up and back, rib cage draws in. Feel how stillness helps to support you within the experience. Become aware of the breath. Again, settling into the action of pure breathing, deep inhales into the chest. Feel expansion. Steady exhales, navel draws back towards the spine. And as you continue, that sense of vibrancy, a brightening. But also a mind that is clear, stable, calm. And then lower the knees to the ground. Push your hips back to the heels, kneeling seat Vajrasana. Palms can rest on thigh, facing upwards. Just take a moment. Feel into the quality of your breath. Is it reflected at all in the quality of your mind? Spaciousness, ease. It's an expansion that opens us more fully to take life in and then also offer ourselves back. Almost there. Easy cross position, both sit bones grounded to the mat. Interlace your fingers and then push the palms up and away from you. Deep inhale, reach up. Imagine that you're pressing into a ceiling. Just as much as you lift up, root down through the tailbone. Deep inhales, you'll feel a natural lift. Exhale, navel draws to spine and sense a lengthening through the lower back. And then continue. Eyes either fixed and soft, or if you prefer, you can close them. Let the steady rhythm, perhaps even slight sound of the breath, be your anchor into the experience. So that as much as there is effort, you can embody effortlessness. Little longer. Stay present to your experience. Continue to be the witness. Allow the mind to follow the breath rather than the other way around. Last deep inhale. Steady exhale, release the hands by the side. Close the eyes if they're not already closed. Pause. You might sense warmth, subtle vibration, tingling. It's as if every cell in the body switches on. Awareness, intelligence is awakened. And then again, that sense of feeling open, inspired, ready to meet life. And then we'll move straight into our pranayama and meditation. Grab any props that help you to feel supported. If you're sitting in a chair, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that both feet are grounded, hip distance apart. So begin to establish your seat. Close the eyes, hands to knees or thighs. Cultivate some length through the spine. Just as much as you embody this quality of alertness, also embrace your capacity for softness, for ease. Tune into your breath. And then refine it so that it becomes smooth. As your breath becomes steady, present, also tune into the unique qualities of inhale and exhale. Notice that each breath in feels vibrant and uplifting. And each breath out, soothing and grounding. And then taking what we know about the breath so that we can skillfully shape it in a way that will take us towards a certain feeling. Start to lengthen your inhales to a 6 count. And each exhale will be a 4. That's inhales for 6, exhale for 4. It's your internal rhythm, so despite lengthening the breath, it doesn't want to feel strained or forced. Just soft, smooth fluid. In for 6 and out for 4. Now, as you continue, at the top of each inhale, hold the breath in for 2. So it will be inhales for 6, hold the breath in for 2, exhales for 4. With each long inhale, this sense of vibrancy, vitality. As you hold the breath in, awareness in the heart space, radiance builds. Each exhale is a softening. As you continue this approach, every breath in is a drawing in of nourishment. You might sense this inner luminosity building. And as you get more subtle, each time you hold the breath, you may actually sense this expansion of energy, perhaps a pulsing at the fingertips, as if it moves from the center of your being out to the edges of your body. Each inhale, vibrant, uplifting. And with each breath hold, perhaps that feeling of energy pulsing out to the edges of the body. Just another minute or so of this breath. And take one more round of breath like that. Whenever you do complete it, simply let go of the technique. Allow the breath to soften and unwind, and eventually settle into its own perfect rhythm. And then quietly collect your experience and attention and place it deep within the center of your chest, home of the spiritual heart. Initially, just notice what you feel. Perhaps there's warmth or sensation, a radiance. Maybe the sense of awareness, intelligence. As you continue to rest attention here, sense that you start to tap into the qualities of the heart. Qualities of peace, contentment, joy. It's as if finally the mind is at rest. And you sense that there's nothing more you need in order to feel whole or complete. And for the next few moments, just continue to quietly rest in the qualities of the heart. Start to deepen the breath. Feel yourself come back to the body. And then take that final moment to pause and notice your internal landscape. A spaciousness, a brightening. Notice that vibrancy, that expansion isn't one of force, but rather a remembering of our ability to open and open fully. Knowing that from this space we can interact with our lives in a much more meaningful way. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. And gently bow your head towards hands. Namaste.